Alright guys, welcome. Today on this is an episode of the Pinball Post. It's a little different this time because it's going to be more of a review of sorts. Today I'm going to be going through the packs that are currently available for the 4KP and also the HD for that matter. The only exception would be that the Zen tables are not available for the HD system. But we're going to go through this kind of a little bit. It's going to be a little weird. It's a very difficult thing to talk about because we're talking about the value of the tables versus how good the table packs are. So this is really a discussion about the table packs, what things you're going to want, the tables that you're going to want. We're going to kind of talk about them bit by bit. So here are the table packs that we currently have available for the 4KP. We have the Gottlieb tables, as they are. These come with your HD tables, so if you already have an HD table, you already have these tables. There's a good chance you know and love many of these tables, but we'll get into those a little bit later. These are some of the Magic Pixels. The Zachariah packs are pretty popular. They're pretty pricey for what they are, but they offer you a lot of tables. The deluxe packs in the bottom right down here are there as well. And then page 2 is a lot of deluxe tables. So, and some Primal Carnage tables that have come out. Next up, we have some of the, I want to make sure I've shown everything. Yep, they're all there. Okay. Next up is the Zen titles. So these are exclusive to the 4KP. And we have a couple pages of those too. 3 whole pages of Zen tables. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of these and just let you know what I think of them and kind of go through them. All right, so let's talk about it. This is a value proposition. If, say, you had $100 and you're going to be looking for a couple packs for your new, beautiful new system and you're thinking about what you want to do. If you're looking at a particular type of pack, okay? So if you like Zen tables, you're going to start with Zen tables, right? If you're at a 4KP, there's a lot of value to be had in the 4K titles across the board. A lot of tables are $5. Some are very well-known tables are for $5. There is a lot of Zen originals for $5 as well. This whole series here, I would say that there's some good titles here. I really like Garfield, but it is a very difficult game. Chucky, if you like a mature theme, Chucky's going to be one that's very popular with their older crowd. Sound effects kit, Godzilla vs. Kong is one of the best sound effects that you can get in the entire system, along with the Jurassic Park set. It's really, really good. Snoopy is a very good game, very difficult game. My Little Pony is really, really good. It's a Thomas Crofts game, which I really, really appreciate. It's going to be wonderful for girls if you have them. This Gearbox Pot pack is not very good. I will recommend Brother in Arms is a very good table. But Borderlands and Homeworld are not that great. So it's a really tough pack to get. That one I really struggle with. Snoopy's Christmas is actually really, really good. It's a very good seasonal table. It's obviously something you're going to want to play around Christmas. Absolutely great. It has the traditional Snoopy music. It's just really fantastic across the board. This DreamWorks pack is pretty tough. Kung Fu Panda is really abysmal. It's really not a very good pack. But I love Trolls. Trolls is actually the best game of the 3, which is hard to believe. And then How to Train Your Dragon is actually a really good game, but it's almost all multi-ball. It's a little difficult, but it is pretty fun. Garfield, as I said, is a very difficult game. But this is a call out to the Nickelodeon Garfield, and if you love Garfield like I do, you're gonna love it. But it is pretty tricky. There's a little bit of lag, and the upper right flipper makes it a little difficult to make some of the more key shots in this one. Honor and Legacy is actually not out yet on the 4KP. It's coming soon, but the tables are okay. I really like the Samurai one. I'm trying to think of the name of it off the top of my head. Not a big fan of it. It's better than the Vern's Mystery Island one, however. So anyway, it remains to be seen. It's a little pricey for that. I think that one can be held off on for most people. Next one here is Jurassic World Pinball. That's a great pack. All 3 of the tables are really good. The weakest one is probably Jurassic Park World, the most recent movie. Mayhem is really, really cool. It has some really cool effects. Rain, it has a helicopter flying around the playfield and things like that. That's a really good purchase. And of course, the Jurassic Park. These actually have the John Williams music now, so they're worth it for that alone. Sorcerer's Lair is a really good table. That was a free pack on the Zen table, so on the Pinball FX, so it's like a $5 table. So it's a good table to pick up, especially if that's one that you're familiar with. Very good one for kids. It's kind of like a spooky haunted house type of thing. It kind of falls along with the haunted house theme, which is really cool. It's actually a really fun game. South Park is great. Both of the games are really good. I prefer Butters over the South Park Super Sweet table, just because it's a little more diverse. It's a little easier to get into. The one South Park table has actually got some stuff really close to the flippers, which makes it a little difficult for some people, but it's got some really awesome call-outs. Star Trek Pinball, this one I have nothing good to say about. There's really not a good table in here. Some people like the Kelvin Timeline one. I actually like Deep Space Nine the best of the three. Discovery, I don't like at all. I don't think it's a very good pack. This is one that I probably wouldn't purchase today. It's just not something I generally like to play. None of the tables are really standouts, like I said. It's really a tough purchase for me. Super League Football. Super League Football just came out a few weeks ago. It's actually really fun. It's very technical. It plays like an actual soccer game. Like you have to You have to defend your own tables or your own side of the field, and then you switch gears and you start to attack. You play goalie sometimes. You have to shoot for goals sometimes, which is really cool. The Thing is another mature table. This one is fantastic. Call-outs from the movie. It is absolutely fantastic. The lighting is fantastic. The sound effects kit is really good. It is absolutely worth $5. If you're okay with cussing, let's just put it out there. If you're okay with cussing, The Thing is a really good table to have. It's a really good table. It's one that made me actually go back and watch the movie, which is awesome. Next up, Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider pack came out with 2 games just a few weeks ago. This is one of the better packs that you can buy. It is a Zen original. It has Adventures of Lara Croft and Secrets of Croft Manor. Both games are fantastic. They're done by Thomas Crofts and Dolby, some of the best Zen designers that there are. Very different tables. One is very mode-based, and the other one's almost all multi-ball. But they're awesome tables. Absolutely worth a $15 cost point. Universal Classics Pinball is E.T., Back to the Future, and Jaws. Jaws is pretty difficult. Back to the Future is fun, and it has some really cool time change and time machine mechanics, obviously. E.T. is a lesser of the 3. It's a good purchase for these, especially if you like the old movies. It's one that, personally I would buy Tomb Raider Pinball over this, for example, really over a lot of these, to be honest. But that's one, if you like the movies, you're just going to buy it and you're going to love it. So, Universal Pinball TV Classics. You have Xena, Knight Rider, and Battlestar Galactica. So, these ones are really good. I bought this pack originally for Knight Rider, because that was the franchise that I resonated the most with. I ended up falling in love with Xena. The game is really good. It's kind of difficult. And then Battlestar Galactica is the best game of any game on the 4KP as far as sound effects kit. So that is really going to give you a super good value for it. It's a really good game. It's a franchise I didn't really know about, to be honest, but I love it. Wild West Rampage. While this game I really like, I gave a pretty good rating to. It is a squished playfield. This is supposed to be one of the wider playfields, and so when you play it on FX or if you played it in VR, it plays really good. This table has actually been squished a little bit, and so you can see that the ball's a little bit of an oval. I still think it's worth the $5 price point. It's a really deep table. There's a lot of cool modes. It has like a train mode and different things going on. Anyway, I really like it. Star Trek Next Generation is a fantastic game. That's another one, though, that's been squished. So it's a wide-body table. It's been squished again. So you gotta deal with some of that. So there's some stuff there that needs to be cleaned up. It's a little tough to make the shots from the probes to the lanes because of that squish. You have to actually hit it a little early. It's a really difficult to pay the price for $15. This would be true of Indiana Jones 2, which is not available, which I assume will be $15 as well. This one's a little something that you could probably wait on. Unless you're a big Star Trek fan, definitely wait on it. Addams Family is a classic table. It's a very difficult table. There's no ball saves. You're going to have to get extra balls for that, but it's absolutely worth the $15. It's one of the better tables for sound effects kit. And then, whoops, sorry about that. Junkyard, Getaway 2, and Medieval Madness, fantastic pack. This is one of the better packs that you can buy. Getaway and Medieval Madness are two of the best Williams tables of all time. Junkyard is actually one that you'll probably end up liking. It takes a little getting used to, but it's got a lot of good stuff to it. It actually has a really cool midnight multi-ball, which is really fun. So if you happen to be playing at midnight, it'll start a multi-ball on its own, which is really cool. Attack from Mars for $5. I mean, this is the best value on the entire system. I actually have the Attack from Mars 4KP. It is my absolute favorite table of all time. It is very similar to Medieval Madness, however. So if you only had $5-10, or even if you only had $20 and you wanted to get one of these, you could get Attack from Mars and be very, very happy with it. $5, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So it's the best value of really any table in this entire system. Black Rose is a really good table. It's fun. It can be very difficult, but $5 is an excellent price for that one. Fishtails, really good game. What can you say about this? Was a freebie. It has an incredible multi-ball mode where you're shooting for extra balls and for super jackpots rather, and it's really, really fun. That's one you could probably wait on though. You can already play it for free on Pinball FX if it's something you want to look at there. It's not available for VR yet, so there's that. Arabian Nights, or also known as Totan, is one of my favorite tables on the entire system. It's very, very good. It's one of the first ones I would purchase if I had to do it now. This is one of my favorites that I would have to put very, very high. I would buy it very quickly. Champions Pub, it's an okay table. It's a good table actually, but this is not one that a lot of people will necessarily like. It can be a little difficult. And of the tables to buy, this is one that a lot of people probably won't purchase if they had to choose. Party Zone. Party Zone can be absolutely brutal. I like Party Zone. I think it's a fun game. It's only got a couple of variety of shots. The sound effects kit is really screwed up in it though. They've got some issues with it where it does this really weird vibration thing when the head is turning in the playfield, and that really causes people it really bothers them. The exciters are just going crazy when you're playing this thing. So a lot of people are going to probably avoid that one if they don't already have it, or if they're not, unless they're a big fan. Anyway, Twilight Zone, it's a must purchase. This table is one of the best tables of all time. It's a Pal Lawler game. It's fantastic. It's absolutely worth $15. Yes, it's a higher price point. If you can get it on sale, that's perfect, but it's absolutely worth the price of admission. Theater of Magic. Theater of Magic is awesome. Some people would rate this even higher than Totan. I personally like Totan a little better than Theater of Magic, but these tables to me are kind of one and the same. There's a litany of modes that you're going through, and you're kind of going through and eventually getting some multi-balls here and there. Absolutely worth $5. Williams Pinball, Monsters a Pack. This is one of the best packs you can buy, and I know I've said that a few times, man. This is one of the better values, though. So you're getting some really good tables. They're about $7.50 each at this price point. But Monster Bash is one that, for whatever reason, appeals really good to wives and women for whatever reason. It has an amazing soundtrack to it. It has the Monster Bash song. It's a relatively easy to understand but difficult to master type of game, which is really fun. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a very heavy weighted game, but again, it only has one of the 5 musics that are available for the table, or for the actual table, but it's a really fun table. It kind of takes like a drive-through movie theater type of theme. Really good table. World Cup Soccer. You don't have to like soccer to buy this one. I hate soccer, but this table is really fun. You're shooting goals and trying to work through it. It has some really good stuff throughout the game. When you get to the end, you're actually shooting the pseudo wizard mode, if you will. You have to defeat Germany in the World Cup, and you have to shoot a ton of goals, and you just keep plunging as much as you want. It's a lot of fun. Again, $15. This one could wait. You don't have to get it right away, and you could do without it if you really were pressed for money. So of this page, the ones I would definitely buy first off, I would start with Totan. You could maybe go with Theater of Magic. Monsters would be great. If you have the extra money, go ahead and get a Twilight Zone. Get an Addams Family. Go with, if you only have $20 total of all these, of all the Zen tables, man, if you only had $20, that's a good price. And what would I do? So for $20, I think if I only had $20 and I was going to get some Zen tables, I think I would go with Volume Pack 1, which would be Medieval Madness, Getaway, and Junkyard, and I would get Attack from Mars. Those are the 4 tables that I think would make anybody who owns a pinball machine absolutely thrilled. You really can't go wrong with a lot of these. If you're into the mature titles, go ahead and get a Chucky and a Thing, and you're going to be really happy with those. So that's my proposition. Okay, so now let's go back to Magic Pixel. So Magic Pixel tables, and this is going to be true for the HD system too. There's some really good packs here. I did full reviews on all of these packs for all the tables and the packs. So if you're interested in that, definitely review that. But if I'm going to pick and choose of these packs that I want, first of all, for me, I would go ahead and get the deluxe packs first. These 2 in the bottom right. There's a lot of value there. Now, if you did get a 4K piece, sometimes the deluxe tables are already included in that, so you wouldn't have to purchase them. So just be mindful of that. But if you had to look through the tables here, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh man, if I had to choose nowadays, the ones that I wanted the most, I wanted the Black Belt pack. This pack 1 had the Black Belt tables in it. That's really good. The problem with it is that I don't really like the circus tables at all, but I really loved all the black belt tables. So that was one that's like, man, I kind of have to wait a little bit. The one I really like, probably the best of the packs that are not the deluxe ones, I would say Pack 3 is one of my favorites. It has the Nautilus games and the robot games. They're all really good. And even Earth, Wind, Fire, they're all really good. So in Mexico 86, okay, not too bad. Man, so that would Pack 3, Pack 1. Man, there's some really good tables in here. You know what? Pack 8 really is the one. Pack 8 I really love because I love all the Space Shuttle tables. Those are all really fun tables. I really particularly like the original one from 1980. Really good. Speed Kings is good for kids, boys. And Aliens as well. They're more basic tables, but they're a lot of fun. And the 4KP, these are some really good tables too to have, just for variety and such. If you have girls in your house, I would definitely go with Pack 10. So you get Farfalla and Shooting the Rapids, and the Woods Queen games. So this is a pack that if you have girls in the home, they're definitely gonna like this one. The tables are pink and purple, and they have some love themes. The Shooting the Rapids games are like teal, and they're just really pretty tables, and they're also very good tables. And then the Woods Queen is like a Amazon woman. It's really cool. And you got animal sounds and things like that. So those are the ones that stick out to me. I do like the Zancor tables, and I do like the battle tables, but I'm not a huge fan of Devil Riders, but a lot of people like those. So Pack 6 would be a good one too. Pack 5 would probably be the one that I would not purchase right away. That's one that I would wait on. I don't like the Locomotion ones of Pack 7 either. Pack 4, I like the Star God tables, but that's pretty much it. The Mummy's pretty good. It's a basic table. So, and then Pack 2, maybe House of Diamonds is pretty good. The Hot Wheels games, I'm here nor there on. So that is those in a nutshell. So if I had $40 and I had to buy one of these packs and I don't have any of them, for me, I think I'd have to go with Pack 8. Both the Soccer Kings games are pretty good. The spooky games are going to be fun for everybody. And the Space Shuttle tables are the best for me. If you had $100 and you wanted to pick a couple, I would say Pack 8. Pack 8 and Pack 3, I think, would be the best. You'd still have another $30 left over. So maybe you get a sale, or you come over and you pick out one of these guys. So, I mean, like, you could go, especially if you just got Pack 8 and you love the Space Shuttles, there's a Space Shuttle Deluxe right here. That's another simple one for $8. It's not the best of these, to be honest. I think the best of these is probably Future World or Moonflight. Those are my favorites. Firefighter Wildlands is looking very promising. This one has been delayed, though. It's not out yet. Really looking forward to that one. The Primal Carnage tables I would generally stay away from in this range. They're not that good. Primal Carnage Deluxe has a ball too, which has a catastrophic event, which kind of kills the ball if you don't finish the shots. It can be very difficult. And it's got some weird, the capture holes don't work quite right. Black Belt Deluxe is really, really good. It can be pretty difficult though. If you have fans in the house of Harry Potter, Earth, Wind, and Fire is a really good one. It plays like you're a wizard, and has a black cat on the table and stuff like that. So that's a really fun one if you have people who like magic. Future World is probably one of the best tables there. Has kind of a astronaut flying around the table and some different multi-ball modes and things like that. Zen Core I really like for the modes. You can go through all 4 of the modes pretty easily, and you have to make camp and acquire an axe, and then attack a killer spider in the end. So it's pretty cool. Moonflight has all kinds of different playfields. It has some really awesome gameplay mechanics too. I really like that one. And a lot of people have been really high on Soccer Kings. That one has been really exciting. And again, these ones are all $6 on the HD. So if you had, I don't know, $20 and you wanted to get a few of these, you could do pretty well getting 3 of them. If you want to get 3 of them of these, I would have to say Moonflight, Future World, and I personally would go with Black Belt Deluxe, Moonflight, and Future World. But you really can't go wrong unless you buy the Primal Carnage tables. They're not that good. I would stay away from those. Really, anything else in here is pretty good. Space Shuttle Deluxe might disappoint some people. But other than that, there's some really good tables here. Okay, let's jump over to Gottlieb tables. Now, Gottlieb tables, again, if you already have an HD, you already have these. But in the world of 4KP, and you're having to do Flipper Friends, and you have to buy these tables to compete for the IFPA, well, then you're going to have to buy them. They are pretty pricey. A lot of them have scoring glitches and things that you have to reset the scores to be able to get your scores to submit. They don't really tell you that, and they should. So that's been a real problem for a lot of these. However, if I was to pick these now, and I had to pick one of these packs to pick, the one that I would pick, I think, would have to be, and I'm looking at these right now, and I'm like, man, there's some really good titles across the board here. So the titles that stick out to me are Black Hole. I like that one the best in Pack 1. The rest in Pack 1, none of them call my name. I really don't care about anything else in there. L's, Garage Band, Big Shot if you really like old school games, but Bone Busters is not great. Centigrade 37 is not great. Pack 2 is probably the best of all of them, if I had to pick. I really like Victory. TX Sector is really good. Lights, Camera, Action can be fun. It can be difficult. Cue Ball Wizard's really good. Jack's Open's kind of crappy. And Going Nuts is just a kind of a multi-ball. It's really good for kids, but Pack 2 is probably the best of the 4 if you had to buy one of these. Pack 3, Wipeout is probably the best of the bunch by far. Class of 1812 is pretty fun. And Cactus Jacks is okay. It's got some weird callouts, and it just goes, surprise, tenderfoot, polka. And I don't know, if you don't like it might annoy some people is what I'm getting at. Eldorado is not great. Central Park is not great. Pack 4 has some good tables. Gladiators is pretty awesome. That one had all kinds of issues when I first had it. It actually destroyed my exciters because it was so loud and so crazy. But they actually got it fixed up. Teed Off is really, really fun. 911 is really fun. And 911 actually, not 911. And then Haunted House is the first three-tiered table, which is an awesome table. So the problem with Pack 4, though, is that the scoring bugs really hurt these tables. 911, Teed Off, all of these have to be you have to reset your scores before they'll submit. So for me, I would definitely pick Pack 2 first. I think I would, if I had to pick, I would go with Pack 3 second, then 4, then 1 if I had to pick. And that's the part that really stings about this. It's going to cost you $140 for these tables, and they're really not worth that. I think at $25 each, they were a lot better price point for these. I think they're still $25 on the HD. So if you don't have them, like I got my micro back here, this is something, I might have to drop $100 to get these on there so that I can play in the HD tournaments. But some of these are really tough to play. So, all right, these next ones are ones that are available for the 4K and the HD. And again, these are some really awesome tables. So a lot of these I would pick before I would pick the Magic Pixel ones from before. These natural history packs are probably the best for the HD system, really more than anything. Even more than the deluxe tables. So for price value, if you're only going to get one pack of anything, I would get Natural History Pack 3. That is the best one. So you have Nature's Fury, which has all kinds of really cool effects with lightning and tornadoes and earthquakes, and has just a wonderful soundtrack to it. Really awesome game. Dinosaur Dynasty 2 is a really fun game. Has a triple spinner, which is really cool. Microbes is awesome and has some digital elements, which is really cool. And Insect World, as much as I don't like it, it's a really good game for combos and things like that. You can have a lot of fun with it. Natural History Pack 2 is really, really good. Egypt is super fun. Africa is somewhat broken, but it's good. I like Deep Ocean. A lot of people don't. It's a very difficult table. Lots of drains, so you can stay away from that one if you want. And Polar Expedition is all about the multi-ball, so if you like that, that's exciting too. Natural History Pack 1 is Dinosaur Dynasty 2, or Dinosaur Dynasty 1. It has basically Ice Age and Jurassic Park Temu versions. And then you have Exoplanets, which I love. A lot of people don't. And Amazonia, which is actually really fun too. So some of these were included on some of the tables. So again, be careful if that's one that you wanted to pick up. The Dr. Seuss tables are... How do I say this? So the Dr. Seuss tables are really tough because when I did the review of these, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is really, really good. And it's really good for Christmas. But most of the tables in that pack are not that good. Fox and Socks is okay. Cat in the Hat is absolutely terrible. I think I gave it a 4, if I recall. That one, you'd rather wait, I would think, than anything. Pack 2, Green Eggs and Ham is okay. ABC is pretty good, but again, all of these tables in Dr. Seuss are very linear. You can't just do random modes. They're all in a story mode order. So just know that going in that they could be a little tougher to play. I would say that they're suited for kids as far as their themes, but not because of their difficulty. They are far too difficult for kids in general, unless you have somebody who's pretty good at pinball. If you want a good pack for kids and you need some tables to pick up, I would start with maybe Taito Pack 1 or 3. You have Space Invaders, and okay, so that all 3 of these packs, these Taito packs, Taito Pack 1, 2, and 3, all have a table which is basically like tower defense. You have Space Invaders, you have Operation Wolf, and you have Bubble Bobble. All 3 of those, you get a ball and you just plunge and plunge and plunge, and you try to defend a spot on the table. It's not like a real pinball table where you're doing modes and multi-balls and things like that. You still have multi-balls and such, but it's really more of like a tower defense type of game. So a little bit different. Of the Taito packs, the best one is 1. Darius is really awesome. Frontline is pretty cool. Rostan Saga is good. Space Invaders, it is what it is. Pack 2 is the weakest of the 3. Zookeeper's pretty good. And so is Elevator Action. Check and Pop is actually broken. There's a scoring bug in that one, so that one's not that great. And again, I don't like the tower defense games all that much, so Operation Wolf is kind of a no-no for me. Arkanoid is really good in 3, but it's also very difficult. You have Legend of Kage. Rainbow Islands is terrible. Legend of Kage is only okay. It's not that great. And then Bubble Wow isn't that great either. So, for me, it's pack 1 for the sure. And the last one here that we haven't talked about yet is the Rare Pinball Pack. So, the Rare Pinball Pack, if you don't have anything for your HD and you really want some good licensed games, this is a really good pack to get. Now, there's a caveat here that most people have a lot of hatred for this pack simply because it took forever to come out. And that should have no bearing on whether or not you buy it now or not. The tables, Killer Instinct can be absolutely brutal. You're going to have to be able to nudge to be able to keep alive on that table. So if that's not something you're comfortable doing, you may want to stay away from this pack if that's the IP that you want. Battletoads is pretty cool. If you knew what Battletoads was, it's kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles knockoff from the 80s and 90s. It's a pretty cool game. You can score some big points on it. But the real sleeper hit for me was Sea of Thieves. I didn't know anything about the franchise, but Sea of Thieves has one of the best musical themes of any of these packs available. I think it is maybe one of the best Magic Pixel tables on the entire system. Not many people would probably agree with me on that necessarily, but I loved the variety on the modes and the side missions. And so you have modes, you have 2 different side missions where you're looking for gold and one where you're attacking skeletons. There's an equipment mode. There's a animated kraken that'll come up out of the water and attack you if you haven't acquired your gold fast enough. Really fun table. Especially on the HD table, I think this is one of the best packs to get if you have an HD system only, because it provides you some of the best IPs, really some of the better playfields, or better games that you can get. But Natural History Pack 3 is probably the best of all of them. If you're only on HD and you really want the best packs, I would go with maybe the History Pack 3, Rare Pack. You could choose whether or not you want Taito or not. You could not. Don't worry about the Dr. Seuss yet. I would wait on the Gottliebs if you don't already have them. And I would jump all the way. If you like the deluxe tables, those are an option. I personally like Deluxe Table Pack 2, which is 12. So Pack 12 is better than Pack 11, in my opinion. And if you had to do these, I would choose Moonflight, Black Belt Deluxe, maybe Future World. Those are the 3 that I would personally care about the most. So that is all of the tables. I hope this very quick rundown of all the tables was worth it for the time. I know that there's a lot of really good tables for this system, and we covered so many really cool tables for this. So if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, or if you want to talk through it at all, you could certainly message me, comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like this content. And also, I'm going to put a link to my Discord in the comments for this video too. So that if you have any questions there, you can always jump in my Discord. We could discuss it there. There's a large group of pinball wizards are there along with me, and they'll give you their opinions on it too. Thank you to Gong for suggesting this video in the first place. He was in my stream for the first time today and suggested that if you were new to the system, have you rated the packs? And I was like, okay, I need to do that. I have done reviews on almost all of these tables at some point or another. So definitely check those videos out. And if there's 1 or 2 that you're really interested in, let me know and I'd be happy to comment. I always like to engage with my people that are following me and watching my content. And we hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you on the leaderboards. Retro Tech.